Hello artist friends. So today we are going to take this fish that you have already created and we are going to be making an ocean sunset scene. So it's going to be a little bit strange today because you're going to get a plastic book that once it closes it's kind of hard to open, but here's the plastic book and you're going to open it. And I would like you to think about what colors are good for an ocean and what colors are good for a sunset. So I'm actually even going to give you containers that have ocean colors, which are cool, icy, cold colors, and sunset colors, which are warm and fiery colors. So in addition to those, you're going to get a paintbrush and a bowl of water that has some glue in it. Maybe it's not mixed together yet, so you sometimes have to take your paintbrush and kind of swirl it together. Okay, so I'm going to use the top half of this is going to become my sunset, and the bottom half is going to become my ocean. So I'm going to start with just the ocean part. And I'm going to lay them all in a straight line across from my artwork, or excuse me, across my paper. Take one piece of tissue paper at a time, trying to make it really flat. If your tissue papers are all the same color, that's fine. If they're all different cool colors or warm colors, that's fine too. Get a different color. So again, these are all cool icy colors, and I'll have it go almost to the edge, and I want to go down to the bottom too, almost to the edge. I'm leaving a little piece of the edge. I'm going to go really fast, but you don't have to go fast. I need one more piece. Okay, so to get them to stay there, I'm going to use my glue, water, and my paintbrush. And I'm just going to do a couple little dots. This is just for extra. We don't actually really need it. It's just to make everything kind of stuck down, because something else is going to stick it down later. Okay, so far so good. Next, I'm going to go up to the sky, and I'm going to make warm colors. And I want the lines to go and meet. Now, if you're really fancy, you can fold the edge, have that go down, and I think the folded edges look really nice, but if you don't have a folded edge, that's okay. You can even put a little bit of glue as you go instead of wait till the end. I know you're being good listeners. You're not talking to your neighbors because you're looking to see what you should make. Do you see how now that's all in a nice line? That's what you want too. So let me go ahead and put some tissue paper at the top, leaving the very edges. Maybe I'll switch and have a couple red pieces. If you run out of a color, just use what you have. It's okay if they end up being the same color. They're still going to look kind of different. Well, it's a big piece. Okay, just a dab of glue to make sure it stays down. All right, that is my ocean and my sky. But I think we can make it more interesting. One thing I'm going to do is, actually before I do work on my fish, if you have time, and only if you have time, I'm going to give you a scrap of yellow or orange paper, and I'll put a circle tracer at your table so that you can make a sun. Now you don't have to, you could draw your own circle and cut it out. I am going to just trace the top half of mine. Trace it with a pencil or a crayon. Can you see I made that circle? It's probably pretty light on the video. Cut it out gently. Now this isn't a whole circle. So where should I put it? It's not a full sun. What should I do with this? There's two options. I could put it at the very top of my paper, like the sun's about ready to set. Or I could put it down here, like it's just setting under the, just going below the ocean. I'm also going to cut my fish out. Now that takes some time. Cutting the fish out will be your trickiest part, I think. Go slow. If you make a mistake, that's okay. Try to make it a beautiful oops. This is just practice. We are here to have fun and practice. The lips are going to be very difficult. I'm going to try to go very slow and around those fish lips. And if you accidentally cut something off, like, oh golly, I just cut that off. Well, I can cut it off separately, or I think I can even skip that little part. I still think it looks just like a fish. So slow. All right, and I'm gonna glue my fish on the bottom half of my artwork. I put a little bit of glue with my paintbrush, a little gluey water. Now, here's where it's going to be a little different. Now, once you have everything, you're gonna close your book gently. And then your part of the artwork is finished. But my part isn't. When it dries, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take an iron, like what you iron clothes to make them flat. And I'm gonna iron it so that it closes. And it will turn shiny and flat like this when you next see it. So I can't do that right now because it has to dry. But I do wanna point out one thing. Do you see I left just a little edge? Please leave a little edge just like that. All right, everybody, I'm excited to see what you make.